Yo, we are live. And then straight away we're dropping frames. Oh no, it's fixed. Sweet. Oh, what? What day, what day, what day? Alright, let's try and finish off this fab submission because they are being actual pains. And then we'll do something fun. So much to do, man. I never expected like actual work when I started putting stuff on fab and the maintenance of it. Oh man, a lot of it's not even like down to the stuff that we do. A lot of it's just down to like fab being weird. All these materials have to be named right, and then these meshes have to have all these prefixes as well. So like skeletal mesh. Bloody hell, man, that was like 10 seconds flat. Morning from across the pond. How are you, mate? Are you alright? Andrew, thank you for joining us. How are you? So all these textures are named properly. All these meshes are made. Are these meshes named properly? Yeah. No. Good, mate. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear that you're doing well. Here's a opinion and thought. I've seen that Moist Critical and then a couple of people that I follow just in like comedy spaces. Not because I think I'm a comedian, just because I like to laugh. They've all published their like YouTube earnings and stuff, and they're all saying this is how much I earn with 4 million views and 200,000 views and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, that's not 200,000, like 2 million views. And I'm like, I could do that, but on like the super low end. Like this is how much I earn with like 5k subs and 500,000 views, or I think I'm up to 500,000. So you can see like those big numbers compared to this super little number and the difference. So it's been playing in my head as like something funny that I could do. These inputs. Imagine Bravery doing well, made it on the local news. I did see. I'm yet to watch that video, mate, but I am gonna watch it because I am super interested in how it has gone. But I've been off Unreal and off the internet for like 2 or 3 days. I dropped that video and then we went to Legoland. So we've been away for a while. I was told very clearly that by my partner that when we went to Legoland that I couldn't say that everything was awesome, and I felt like I was like as a father, I felt like I was robbed. I should have been able to definitely say that. But she said that would be too embarrassing for the children, so I was banned. We forgot what folder I was looking in. There we go. Water. That's the FX folder. Finish. Got this hair folder. This is like the most boring stream. Went pretty well. Wait from Ubisoft spoke to me and said I was super sorry. Mate, that's awesome, man. Like that's a big name. Like you should feel proud. I mean, you should feel proud even if not. I should do a live teaching us on how to use the Unreal Engine game dev. Like, what in particular would you like to be taught? Like, that's gonna be a bit hit and miss. Normally, I just do lives to chill out while I'm doing stuff and talk to people. I can teach. I can teach something. Just don't know what I teach. Plus, my internet drops out like no end. Everything A to Z. Wait, that's like 30,000 nodes, man. In fact, I'm 100% sure we're up to 30,000 nodes now. Not that I've sat and counted them, but yeah, it would all depend on what you want to know. Like specific systems are something that we could show for sure. But if you're wanting to know every node and every inch of it, that's like 10 hours worth of like doing stuff. Okay, well, I shouldn't exist. But yeah, if you've got an idea, then happy to think about it. Tim N Audio. Good afternoon, mate. How are you today? Are you well? This folder shouldn't exist, but it does. Neither should this folder, because this folder's empty. That's all fine. Just want to know that the Blueprint's trying to make an online game. So online stuff is all about like replication, and to replicate stuff in Unreal, you need to use different replication stuff. So open this up. So you've got so we've got custom events, and then over on the side you've got replicates, multicast, run on server, run on owning client. Normally what you'll find is that this one will run on server, but that will actually then just call this custom event, which will do a multicast. And that will replicate on the server and to everyone else. So you need to replicate on the server and then replicate on like everywhere too, but only certain things. Like you don't need to replicate UI for the player because only the player cares about it. Although in a shooter game, you probably would. So, and then you've got variables that are replication notifies, and it gets complicated pretty fast. So, got replication rep notify, and that replicates this variable across multiple things. But multiplayer, not hugely my bag, but those are the three main ones that you need to know about. Doing well, awesome steps. Awesome. What are you racking your brain in Unreal about, Tim? I am good, pal. I just returned from a bit of a family getaway, and we're just making sure that this asset is up to scratch before we send it off, and then launch into something new. The demo. We can't grip eyelashes. So like some of these are named properly, but all of them come from Epic, and Epic's been telling me off because their assets aren't named properly. I'm like, well, that's not my problem. That's your asset. This is your character. It's not my character. And they're like, no, everything needs to be named the same. I'm like, well, tell the people that made the asset that. Why are you telling me? But these are the hoops we have to jump through to publish stuff. Doing a project with my partner, and it's going very slowly, using customized metahumans, but stuck on clothing. We're getting the hang of it. But then I'm also looking at PCG optimization. Man, that is some heavy stuff to start with, man. The metahumans are cool. I'm not a huge user of metahumans personally. Then PCG. What are you trying to PCG? What are you trying to make procedure generate? No, you can use Unreal on a laptop and a PC. Your laptop has to be pretty strong, but it's totally possible for sure. You can use it on a Mac as well, but not many people do. Battery. Just depends on what you are trying to do. Everyone has to learn from somewhere, man. So I think PCG is probably one of the least covered topics that I've seen. I daren't even dive into PCG. I'll get completely distracted. Those all have T's. Those all have M's. Who should we be looking at for PCG tutorials? Who do you think's good to learn PCG stuff from? I'm always down to learn. Set up a forest or some things, also escorting some creatures as well as vehicles, so I'll go a bit budget. Man, I think you come into it not knowing anything, and then every sort of time you accomplish something, then that's a victory, right? And I think that's how you see it. And those little victories, they stack on top of each other, and that's how you make a game. There's a saying that is knocking around Unreal. It's like, make systems, not games. So you make these little systems that do stuff. So if I'll take this for example, right? This is a gacha team-based system. So the first system is I need a team that I can switch between. Like, super simple. Now I can swap characters, and that's it. Just on a basic level, that is one system. It works. It's brilliant, and that's it. It's done. Okay, well now I need to unlock a new character. Well, that's a separate system. I can build that, and now I've got two separate systems, but they slot together stuff. So yeah, build systems, man. Build systems, not games. It's giving me a hard time because I don't really know anything about Unreal. I probably wouldn't start with a multiplayer game then. If you're looking at doing so, it depends on what your motivations are. If your motivations are to build a game, then you should just start just pick up the engine and do something. If your motivations are, no, I only want to build this one game that I've got in my head, and that's the only thing I'm interested in, then yeah, learning to build that game will be the only thing that keeps you motivated. So it's a tough one, but replication isn't covered as well as it really should be. What's the sort of game that you're trying to make, Andrew? That's the PCG stuff. It seems due to a certain material setting if you use a lot of trees. Gives you a face for it's interesting. Yeah. Depending on how far you are in your journey, you may be on that that old Dunning-Kruger curve. So it's the enjoyment of learning, then coupled with the sadness of knowing that you've learned all of what you need to learn. No, it's good. There's have you checked out this? This is content examples. It's made by Epic themselves. So hoping that I'm loading both of these projects. Yeah, I'm sweet. Yeah, so in content examples, get rid of this gacha tutorial for a sec. Well, so this is all of what Epic has like provided over the years, and then so we've got all these network features. So I'll tell you all about like rep notifies and a networked player character, so you can open that up and you can like see how that works and what the difference is between a normal one and everything else. And then in example content as well, there should be PCG. Here we go. So there's all these different PCG blueprints as well that'll teach you just what PCG is about and how it's used here. Creating points, seeding, looping exponentially. Yeah, so this is pretty useful, like just in general. It teaches you a hell of a lot. There's so much in here. And this is free to access for anyone that's using Unreal to learn different things. There's state tree stuff in here and all sorts. So this should be on everyone's like library. Just in general. Nanite stuff, morph targets, paper 2D. 2D? I thought it was paper ZD. Sequencer. Yeah, there's loads of stuff in here. And it even gives you a demo room to like look at it in. What is this? This example project, welcome. Demo stands. Yep. No, we want, let's check out maps. Is there a PCG map? PCG. Yeah, you've checked out a few of my things. I'm really awkward at accepting like thanks and stuff. I just feel really awkward. But no, I appreciate it, man. Like we try and help as much as possible. Oh, why isn't this one loading? Chooses. Oh, okay. That's about word partition. Is there a PCG one? Gotten distracted. So yeah, you got all these test rooms. It doesn't seem like there's a PCG test room, which is a bit frustrating. But there's definitely a test room for a lot of things. See, just meant what you want to do. Oh, level PCG. Bloody hell, I missed it. Oh, dude, man, stop it. Just a bloke. Yeah, this content example shows all sorts of different stuff for PCG, but also like everything else as well. So like grab stuff and change the points and change the extremities and see what that does. Yeah, this thing's amazing. How loops and mask works, how seeding works, how to execute stuff. Fancy. Well worth checking out. If you want to learn, whenever I'm trying to start learning something, I'll normally pop in here just to see what the deal is. And then yeah, you've got all the optimization stuff as well. So it's cool. Completely off topic. Where am I? Dead Wild. What am I doing today? I am messing about as usual. No, I am doing something particular. What I want is to test something. And so to test it, I need a level. I need to test a new tutorial, which is some sort of like Souls-like tutorial, which is going to make a lot of people happy, but it's going to be a lot of work. Save that. Window. Light mixer? Where's the environmental light mixer gone? Oh, there it is. Add all that. Very quick level. That's the content example sample project. It's this one. Can I find it on Fab? I should be able to find it on Fab. Yeah. There you go. Content examples. It's made by Unreal Engine Epic themselves. Just contains all their fun stuff. Should be able to drop a link to this, right? Is there no share on? Oh, there we go. There you go. Put that in there. Okay. What do I need now? Need a character, but I'm super lazy, so I'm just gonna grab this one. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, we've played GTA 5 and Watch Dogs 2. And Watch Dogs Legions. Was that Watch Dogs 2? Did they do Watch Dogs 2 and then subcategory the Legions part of it? Have we got movement? Yeah, we have movement. Why have I got a health bar? Because I was looking at multiplayer health bars. That's why I've got a health bar. Don't need that. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Yeah, now we've got characters. What? I'm missing some chairs. Right. Let's see. So Frax is fine. He's got his Fablink Butte. Someone wants to make GTA 5 and Watch Dogs 2. Yeah, I mean, that took a lot of people to make, and GTA 6 is still a while away as well. You don't do any Blocktober. What do you mean by Blocktober? What am I meant to do on Blocktober? So and we need structure. So we want a couple of structures for S attacks. And I also want an enum as well. E attack. This will be words come to me. None, because you always need none or default. Basic one. It's true. Your game needs to be one thing and one thing only, and that's fun and enjoyable. And you need to be. I mean, I don't. Maybe you don't need to be proud of it, but like you should be as proud of it as possible. Sprinting. Attack. Falling. Attack. And then basic 1, basic 2, basic 3. Do we do a heavy basic? Heavy basic. Or heavy attack? Maybe this should just be combo 1, combo 2, combo 3. And then combo 3. What other attacks are in Dark Souls? So like you can do a combo. They've got heavy attacks. Is the heavy attack just an alternate attack? And then there's a sprinting attack, so when you like rook as well. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about some sort of Souls-like tutorial, but it won't be quick. It'll be another like 6-hour one, likely. S items, details. So we need item name, and then item weights, and this is the part that I dislike about Unreal. I want the attack type, turn that into a map, and then I want S attack. That'll be attacks, which means that in S attacks, I want damage, and I want an anim montage soft object reference. You've never played a Souls game? Is that for real? Like, Rax, is that real? You never played a Souls game? I've not met many people that haven't played them. I know they exist. They're real people, but I'm surprised. What makes it different? difficulty. Did you play Silksong? Because that's a Souls like, just a 2D Souls like. I'll fight whoever says it isn't. I won't, but yeah, that's like a 2D Souls like. Man, okay. Yeah, like so it's difficult. Enemies respawn. That's part of the main gimmick, and um, enemy difficulty. Like bosses are really well scripted. Um, lore heavy might be a bit of a stretch. I suppose yeah, they are lore heavy if you are um, into that sort of thing. The lore is hidden. I think we can agree on, or it's not in your face. No, Elder Scrolls is that is like RPG. You spec out your stats and stuff. Souls likes are very much more min maxing stuff. S IMDOs. Forgot what I called this thing. DT items. So let's do basic sword. Weight of 1. Combo 1 does 5. I already had some attacks. Let's go. Nice. And we got combo 2. And then combo 3. Combo 3. Can't select combo 3. Taco 1 over. Of course I didn't make that a thing. Create anime montages. Okay. So now we can set the damage for each one, which is what I want. Combo 1, 2, and 3. Heavy attack will be that one. Elden Ring's good, man. Like Elden Ring changes the game. This Tim, is that DLC or is that the Night Raid thing where it's like multiplayer Elden Ring meets Fortnite type stuff? And then sprinting attack. I don't think I have a falling attack. Rolling attack. Oh, there is a rolling attack and a running attack. Something tells me this is not the rolling attack I want. But the sprint attack could be good. Put that there. Did it? Okay. I still haven't played Night Rain. I do like Souls likes. But it's just a genre of games that are notoriously difficult. That's really it. I don't think I've got any falling attacks. I saw that. I saw his like Lindor or the what's it called? Anno Londo. Looks good. Attack, combo attack. I'm just gonna choose a random one, or else I'm just gonna get stuck on this. I kind of just wanted it to be a downward slash though. No. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Falling back. AM. S. Item details. Falling attack AM. Damage 5. Basic attack. Sweet. And then those tabs. Okie dokie. Let's first off, let's add this to the favorites. There we go. What a donut. Oh, Mortal Shell? Yeah, mate. I've got that. I haven't actually played it. Mortal Shell was a very small team. I mean, technically they're quite a big team, if you were comparing sizes. Yeah, it's called Mortal Shell. I mean, there's been a lot of people that try and emulate it. I mean, you can look at Lords of the Fallen, not the new one, but the original. I like the original. Alright, so that just needs to be an object reference. Basic sword, barrel. All of these attacks. Save. VP item. Static mesh. Instruction script. Mortal Shell. I honestly don't know. I saw it. I played it. It has a cool like mechanic. Where you use your armor to block or something. I haven't played it in a long time, but I seem to remember that. Get to table row. That's what I want. Items. Data table row handle. That's the badger. Item. Instance editor expose on spawn. Pile that and then set the data table to be items by standard. Yep, sweet. Out row. Let's break this. Break assign details. Item mesh. Set static mesh. Ooh, that one. Like an idiot, I've actually not called this anything. That's good. Basic sword. Look at that. Cool basic sword. Not at all, but I also don't want to grab images. I play around in Unreal way more than I should. More prototypes and stuff than I have to shake a stick at. Like, there's an airplane game here that looked cool. I wanted to make. yeah, there's so much just random stuff in here. But it just depends what you like and what you want to do. There's always something to learn in Unreal, which is why just opening up and having it play is the best way. Soft refs, yeah, man, soft refs are great. Not enough talked about for soft refs, for sure. Like, I think I've made all of these soft references. And these Souls games use stats like crit rate and crit chance. Yeah, they're all very much stat heavy, like highly stat heavy. If you think like MMO min maxing stats and builds and all that sort of funky jazz, then it's the same. Yeah, most of the stats derive from equipment, but then you get like 5 or 6 normal stats that create the base. So you've got like health, magic, and other things. What am I doing? I was doing something. Player. E. Oh my god. I better than I thought I was because I've already set up an interaction system that I didn't know I'd already set up. Look at me go. Sounds like Ray Shadow. Mate, what? No, stop it. That's not a thing. Uh, Assassins. Interactions. Oh wait, yeah. Nope. This is the problem when you do lots of different blueprints in the same thing and call them the same. That's the received damage one. That's the interact one. There we go. So then we have, let's just do this first. Let's just do a print string. Where do I place my cube? Let's put a player start. Let's turn off multiplayer because I don't want anything multiplayer right now. Cube. It prints hello. Beautiful. First bit done. We had a coin pickup yesterday. Nice one. That's good. You should always be proud of the things that you've like created and done. I'm proud of everything that I've created, even some of it that I think is not as good as it should be. Just always be proud of them. At the end of the day, it was knowledge that you didn't have before, and now you have that knowledge. So that's something to be proud about. Attach actor to component. Target cell. This wouldn't really work in a game, but we're just going to test it so I know what's going on. Look at that collision. Love it. That collision enabled. No collision. There we go. We've picked up an item. Tutorial finished. Done. No. So that's something that I definitely need to add to items. Item details. Add name. I'll take a look at it for shall. Attached item slot. You notice in Souls games though they don't really let you put away your weapon. I thought that was like a interesting like thing. That you don't have the choice to like stow and put away your weapon. Or at least in the original you never did. That's a design choice, that is. Mate, what I should be working on, Dan, is Dawnspark and other stuff, but I got in. I wanted to do just a random thing, and was like, yeah, no, I'll just stream it because I've been like disappeared for like 3 or 4 days. But I should definitely be working on other things. Cool, so that works. But that's not really what I want. Lego games are awesome, man. Just went to Legoland yesterday. Like, Lego's awesome. Every person I've ever met still enjoys Lego. Attach active to component, yeah. So that picks it up. It's not actually what I'm gonna want. So let's do that then. Blueprint class, active component, VPC. Inventory needs to be an array of S items. Details. Don't question things, man. Nah, people can make fan games and for free. If the fan games are free, then they don't get charged because it's called a parody. Add item to inventory. So this now becomes VPC inventory. Add item to inventory. And then we permit this to a variable. Item details. Sweet. Oh, yeah. Inventory. So here we're finding this item, adding it to our inventory, and destroying it. Sweet. So then we also want add a variable. This will be a type texture 2D, soft object, icon, item icon. God, I've not even got to the fun stuff yet. Still just doing inventories. I hate inventories. Is there a sword in here? There is. Sweet. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Inventory, widget blueprint. Use a widget. WBP. Inventory. Yes. Duplicate that. WBP. Inventory. Slot. So we want to open up WBP inventory, add a canvas panel. Oh man. The whole Nintendo thing, such a weird like flex. Like everyone knows you did Pokemon and it's cool or whatever, but that was 1993. Like, surely you can innovate on it at all as well. What do I want? Grid. Grid? Uniform grid panel. No, because then if I do that, I need to add each. Yeah, there's loads of games that like summon different things. It's not solely just Pokemon. Like say Final Fantasy summons a whole bunch of things. I mean, Digimon is the like one that comes to mind. Especially the newer ones, like original Digimon World, like OG PlayStation 1 Digimon World. You're probably too young to remember, but you didn't summon anything then. They just wandered around after you, making weird noises. Spent half of that game in the gym, training up my monster to have one battle for it to die, to get reborn. A ridiculous game. Event construct, let's do a custom event here. I've not played Power World. I really do want to. The list is too big though, right? Like, how many games are on your list that you want to play, and then you don't have time to actually do game development? Like, I need to shorten the list somehow. Build inventory. Still can't spell inventory. So we've got our grid here. That's a variable. This is our inventory grid. Graph. Get inventory grid. Clear children. And then for each loop. Can't promote this to a variable. So I mean, we're in a weird age of like rich CEOs getting richer and like poor people getting poorer. Like money's just not going as far. It's a weird time. So no, this is just inventory. Inventory for each loop. Spelling is hard. Typing quick and doing stuff is difficult. Create widget. Inventory slot. inventory grid, add. A child to uniform grid. And then we want to do promote the in row, promote the in column. So it starts on 0 and then it moves across 1. So we need to increase the column. Plus plus. Then if the column is greater than 4. Mate, I'm glad you do, because like my full on, I just can't spell. So if the column is more than 4, we're going to jump to the row afterwards. So in row plus plus. And then we need to set the column back to 0 or else it's going to do nothing. But if not, then it's just going to loop through again. But that just means at the start, we need to set this to 0 and set this to 0 so that restart's always on 0, 0. I feel like you're coming for me. What do you mean? My assets don't have typos, surely? That they have loads of typos, right? So many typos. I'm really bad for it. Inventory slot. How would you make souls? Would you do that on base item as well? No, I just have a separate component. I just have a currency component or a money component. Here we want a image, and this wants to be custom on screen. Beautiful. File save. Go back to the graph. Bank construct image. Set. Not text. What am I about? Set texture. Set brush on texture. Texture from what I see. Okay. Here is the difficulty that we have just run into. So let's close that down a sec. This texture 2D should be a soft object reference. And then we need to load async load asset. And then once that's completed, should be able to get this texture and put it into there on completed. Okay. WVP inventory. This needs to be instance. That's when it's supposed to spawn. Inventory. Refresh that. Nah, the soul in Souls games use souls as currency. Let's save that. Oh, I haven't got a way of actually opening up that widget, so we'll just do that. Wonky. We'll do a really bad flip-flop. Then a create widget. And we'll add the inventory. The games are awesome, man, but like if you don't optimize them, then you're in trouble. Because in theory, you should have like loads of things on the screen at the same time. What? Right. I heard about data-driven design, which means that, for instance, in UI systems, UI is only displaying things, but underlying data is doing its own calculations in some internal classes. Yeah. I mean, that is like UI shouldn't really handle anything crazy complicated. want the yet. Because I've not named it properly. To report. Alright, so when we press 1, this should load up a screen that should show as one item. What are you doing, computer? So we come over here, we pick up this, you press 1, nothing happens. Debug key 1 creates the inventory. The designer puts that there. This graph doesn't build anything. On construct, build inventory. We're going to do this and put an image in here and do this and do that. And then if we move this grid over here, I won't have to mess with the Z values. Although I'm going to make this black. Ta-da! So now we should definitely know if our screen has loaded up. 1. And there is our icon for our sword. Beautiful. First step completed. That's what I want to see. What are we doing? The software will turn into a hard ref. Yeah, it will. It will as soon as this happens here. So as soon as this async load happens, it sets it in the texture here. What you can do is event destruct, and you should be able to no, there is no such thing as a sync on load, is there? Is there? On destruction, if something doesn't reference something else, it will unload it out of memory. Yes, but this data table here, if this item icon was a hard reference, then every single item icon in this data table would be loaded. So we keep them as soft references, so they're not loaded inside the data table. That's why, and that's why our anim montages are also soft references, although they're in a whole separate setup. So we only hard reference them as and when we need them, but not in this data table. This data table, this static mesh should, in theory, be like a soft reference as well, but there's a whole like loading issue on this static mesh. Mainly because I'm putting it in the construction script. So I don't want to cause any huge hitches on here. But like in so if you think about your Souls game, right? The Souls game, the only thing that you ever see are you don't get souls on the floor. They get added to your currency directly. So that's not a thing. But if you were going to pick up an item, you would wander over to the item, and it would still just be a glowing ball of whatever on the floor. You don't actually see the mesh at all. So this mesh, the mesh won't ever load. So it doesn't actually need to be a hard reference in here. But I'm only doing this now because we're prototyping and we're setting stuff up. But when we come to do our like a proper thing, and it's just a little burning ball of fire, then there'll be no need, because we're not going to load this mesh. We're going to load our little loot bag item that always gets spawned. What are you saying? I heard people say in making the player soft reference is a good idea, but the player's always loaded into memory, so what's the point in doing that? It's not always loaded into memory. In the main menu, the player isn't loaded. Like if you were using the same I think of the word. If you reuse the same game mode, then you wouldn't have the same player. Having a self-reference player would be fine. It's a bit of a weird one. Like, I don't think it's hugely needed. Unless you're... So in the gacha game, for instance, it only uses one character and then lots of other like sub-characters. So I'm never going to load a sub-character at all. I'm always going to load the main character. But that's always going to be loaded, apart from in menus. Like start menus and stuff. Soft or hard reference and optimization thing is purely an optimization thing. Yeah. There's not really anything else to it. It's purely just an optimization thing. It's just good practice to get into. And if I start doing it in videos, then people are like, what's that? And I have to explain it fully and stuff. But if I'm going to do a super long video, like the gacha one, I feel like I'm like shilling the gacha tutorial a lot. I'm really not. It's just a good example. Then I would probably do it soft references and stuff. Right, back to what we were doing. We have an inventory. That is fine. We have DLs. Yeah. Do they? Do they have like a Niagara effect? What, on the ground? Do I have to run over it? I don't have to pick it up, do I? Just run over it and it's the same effect. Or am I going nuts? Might be a good thing to make a video. I did make a video about it. But it might be the most ridiculous video that I've made on the channel, and I did it just because I thought it was a funny video to make. Let's see. Content. Where is the potato video? God, man, so many videos. There it is. I just thought it was funny. Hard references a potato and soft references mashed potato. Obviously, the video itself didn't do very well, but I thought it was hilarious. But that goes into it for Naga and stuff. No, you don't pick it up like after you defeat a boss. Comes towards you. Yeah, like a coin system, right? It just like floats towards you and you absorb it, and that's it. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. So instead of that, then that's difficult. You would have to have 2 items. Yeah, no, that's fine. I can handle that. I don't want to do that now. I want to do attacks. Inventory slot. This image needs to wrap with a button to allow it to be pressed. This button needs to have no padding. Why has this got padding? Because it's like that. There we go. Okay. So no padding, wrapped with a button. This just needs to be item button. And then we can do item button, unclicked. Would souls be a separate item? Yeah, probably. I would have like an overlap one. So it'd just be a collision spear. Yeah, a collision spear, and that would be it. That would be the parent, and then off that, I'd go to the left and have a Niagara, and then off the right, it would be the items, so that I could do all the relevant code that I need to do. But I would always just use a parent one as well. DT items. No, we're not in DT items. We're in inventory slot. Oh, thanks for joining us, Tim. I appreciate you like sticking around. It's been good to chat. Just, yeah, man. Just drop us a message if you ever want to talk game dev. Love talking game dev. I'll talk game dev all the time, just not with when I'm with family and stuff, or at work. On item click. So when we click it, I want to do something. Yeah, player character. And yeah, component class VPC inventory, and then we just create a new custom event. Add custom event. Add item to there. What do you mean? What was wrong with your math? Get. Oh. All that to avoid me having to go over here and type in this again. What silly thing I just did. I'm lazy for it. Item deals. Yeah, owner. Back components. Class. Get skeleton. Match. To component. Item deals. Break. It's not item though, is it? So we can do this one of two ways. We can have a blueprint for each one of our items, or we could just add a socket. Just gonna do it this way. Static mesh. Deep sea inventory. Static mesh. Mesh. And from WP inventory, we just do got the name of it. Add item to layer. Because we're not doing. Okay. Let's do this then. And in WPP. we'll refresh this and then just pass in the whole of the item details. What's loaded will always be loaded. Oh, I haven't got a way of actually closing this menu, which is not good. And oh, have I got an open widget? Yeah, let's go. Close widget. Beautiful. If you've never used Blueprint libraries, then you need to get on these Blueprint libraries. Just having them is insane. So much time saving on code. So there's nothing there. Pick this one up, click it, nothing happens. Why does nothing happen? Nothing happens because in inventory, we have a static mesh. This isn't hand R. So then this does this. I add item to player. That's all fine. That's interesting as to why that's not working. So we'll test what the heck's going on with that. Basic storage, yep, it's all fine. Calling from there, beautiful. So what's the problem? Problems here? Yep, item icon, item mesh. Shouldn't be a problem here. Okay. That's a fun one. Okay. Fine component attack. Static mesh component. Tag. Weapon. Grab that tag. Go back to the VPC. Get this. Type in tag. And then when we play from here, pick up this, go here, press this. Then we have a weapon in our hands. Cool. So that adds the weapon to our hands, and we got the pickup. And then we got our item details inside of inventory. So now and promote this to a variable, which is our attacks. Got to remember that S attacks is set up to be soft references. Blueprint class, add to component, VPC, combat. Left mouse button, and then we do find. No, we don't. Right, we need to check something. So we need to check owner. Check how fast we're going. Velocity. vector length, and is this more than 50? And if that's true, we do play montage. Yeah, yeah, component class, scale mesh. Do I take notes? No, I should. I just have a lot of projects that I just keep flicking back to. But if I'm trying to do something on purpose, then like I just experiment like this. Really. Find from the map. I'm going to be super lazy on this one. I'm going to get the inventory. What did I call this one? Get attacks. Sprinting attack. And then load the asset. No, uncompleted. That should load. That's the left mouse button. That's our sprinting attack. I'll do that. Tell you what, this should actually just be add custom event. Pass that into there, and then I don't need this. Just permit this to a variable. And then this left mouse button can go just inside here for a sec. Combat. And then attacks. DPC inventory. Get attacks. Pass it here. Press this. I don't expect this will work. But if I do... Whoa, what's the Q key? And then we do character movement. Set max walk speed to be 800. And then set it back to 600. This goes here. Press 1. We get this. That should be our sprint attack, which will trigger on everything because the tweak isn't quite there yet. DPC combat. Why am I getting a warning for this? Okay, that's fine. If it's more than 600, so like I can't be stood still and do a sprint attack. That's not what we want. Which isn't pressing the left mouse key. Pressing W, left mouse key, that's fine. Pressing Q, sprint attack. Sweet. Okay, so if that's not true, then we want all of this again. And then this can be the falling attack. And I want this again as well. But we need a branch here. So what I do, right, is I take I write it all in junk. So like this is all junk. I write it all in this junk, and then I'll like collapse it to functions, and I'll go back through it, and I'll tidy it up, and I'll make it more optimized and stuff. But for like the basic end of it, I'm just like, this is all junk. Junk, right? Junk. Get component by class. Movement. And it is falling. If it's falling is true, we do this one. So now I can do press 1, get the sword, do this. Bam! Falling attack. And then combos are a bit different, but pretty much the same. What else have we got? There's a heavy attack in here as well. That is fine, because a heavy attack can be on something else. So this can be the light attack. How does that work when we have a shield? So when we have a shield, we want the right mouse to be a block. Well, that's not a heavy attack, is it? So but I can put in a heavy attack based on if we are doing we've held down this long. So I don't want to make it into an input right now because I'm just practicing it out. Because all of this is just handling inputs. Like if you're holding down a button, then it will trigger a heavy attack, and if you tap it, it will trigger a light attack. I'll just come back to that. This static mesh gets renamed to weapon. Then shield. Wait a sec. No, this is left hand. Right hand. That'll do. And then this needs to be right hand. So when we equip our weapon in Beep's inventory, we just change its tag to be right hand. Just the light attack and then like a charged heavy attack, but I might just scrap that idea completely and do like just an alternate attack. Like potentially, if I've been holding it a long time, change it from a light to a heavy, potentially. Or yeah, just gotta work through that a little bit. Custom event combo. Tuck. So if we are not sprinting and we're not falling, then we're gonna do dash combo attack, which means I still need all of this. So obviously this is all gonna get turned into a function later on. No, damn you, why? Duplicate there. Then this would be combo 1. And then press 1, get our sword, combo 1. Falling combo. Sprinting combo. Rolling combo. Yeah, no, that's fine, because I don't have those. Did I not add a rolling combo? No. Then we just get another branch here, and this would be like sprint string, dodging, and it'll be a print check here. That's a good button for dob. Dob? What is that? Tab key. Tab key. Then we'll just set that back to normal. Yeah, but if I don't have a weapon, actually, that shouldn't even do anything, so that was something that we figured out is incorrect. How are we checking that? We're going to check that in the player rather than here. So we're going to do is valid. No, still thinks that a right hand is valid. Yeah, I mean, you're still going to be able to roll. Like, this is just set up on rolling stuff. But you're not going to be able to roll attack. Like, you're not going to be able to come out of a roll and do like a sweeping slash. Why is that thinking that it is valid? It shouldn't be valid. Yeah, static mesh. Ah, there we go. Is that because dodging is set to true? Because when you promote it to a variable from here, yeah, you piece it. Basic attack, tab, dodging, basic attack. Oh, because the dodging has finished. Set open to queue, yeah, because we don't have any of that. Although I should fix that. Alright, so that is our basic Souls-like attack system setup. So we've got sprinting attacks, dodging attacks. Well, we will do when I have a dodging animation. A falling attack. I think the falling attack needs to be root motion enabled. There we go. This should work better now. A super basic inventory, because he's got the time for an inventory. Is it always going to go to the floor? That is the question, right? Jump velocity 2000. Okay, so it always does go to the floor, like after the apex of the jump. There's a weird point where is falling is true, and then after that it's not true. Don't know where the weird point is. I think it's on the apex of the jump. Okay, it's definitely not then. It's definitely just on the false. Light attacks, does this, true, checks this comes back as false. This comes back as false. And then, because dodging's false, it defaults to this. But if we just had a way of setting the state, then that would be just better. Then we just do a switch on the state rather than checking these consecutively. That would be better. Are we going to use a chooser again? That's interesting. Chooser, yes or no to a chooser? Could make an Enom. I think I want to make a chooser. Ah, what? No. Chooser's not enabled. Chooser. Chooser will just let us put all of our animations into one. Maybe a chooser won't work. Let's see. Chooser. not a fallback result. Output is anim montage. Object reference. Then the input is struct s attacks. We just want it to be able to read it. Yeah, but that's then going to do something I don't want it to do. Oh, this gets difficult, doesn't it? So maybe we don't want that. We would rather context object type struct. Why can't I think? This is going to pump out a anim montage. That's not a soft class reference because in 5.4 they don't do soft class references in choosers, which is frustrating. They updated it and now they do. Reads this structure, spits out. Maybe I don't want it to read the structure then. Okay. Bin off choosers. We want something that calculates what this is before it gets over here. And then just runs one type of it. So, okay, there we go. That'll do it. I think. This will be E attack type set. And we just calculate it here. I mean, that'll give me one function, which will be much better. Anyway. So if it's more than that, then the new var would be sprinting. If we're pressing Q in the sky and we're falling, then the new var is a falling attack. It overwrites it. And then if we are dodging, changing it in the anim blueprint, because that's for states. This is like one-off attacks and stuff. Would be don't have one for dodging. Should do the trick. Oh, weapon equipped. Good. Equip this weapon. Do that. Do a jump. Still wants to do it that way. Let's just fix that a sec. Compile, save that. That's fine. Yeah, so like, and for your stances would go in your ABP. Your attacks wouldn't. So all of that's tidied up now, but so if we are more than 600, then we set it sprinting. Then we check if we're falling, because falling overwrites it. So no problem if we're doing that. There's no sprint fall attack. If we're dodging, then we set it to something else, but dodge is set to false. If we're not dodging. I think I figured out. Right, let's do a variable. Right, let's do a variable. Let's do that. So this is sprinting. This is falling, and we already have dodging. So those could be tags for sure. So we'll just get sprinting here to make it cleaner, and falling here. So if we are sprinting, then we change it to sprint attack. But if we are falling, then we change it to falling attack. So if we sprint and then falling's false and dodging's false, see how we set this to combo attack. One more branch. Sprinting, dodging, falling. And put this into here. No weapon equipped. Normal attack. Falling attack. Doesn't matter where I do it. Yeah, there we go. And then tab is dodge, so dodge should be set. Dodging is true. Oh wait, no. Dodging is none. There we go. Press 1, get this. Sprint, do this attack, do this, press tab, do nothing, sweet, jump, and then do yeah, see, that's not what we want. That's what I want. But when I'm here, I don't want it to end until I get to the floor. Custom event. Line trace for floor. And we want to get owner, get component by class, character movement, get floor, get walkable floor Z, get current floor, break that. Distance to the floor, the floor trace. No, I just want the hit result. Distance to the floor calculated from that. No, the line trace, the distance to the floor. Location, draw debug, spear, duration 10. And then if we're doing a foreign attack, we want to line trace for floor. So now is that the spear? I would hope not, because that's tiny. Line traces for radius 100, color ink, duration faintness 12. Impact point. Why is it there? Is that 0, 0? That's going to be 0, 0, isn't it? I was hoping that I could bypass having to do a line trace and just get this to do a line trace for me. Yeah, 0, 0. But it turns out that's not going to be the case. Just test it by normal. And location. Probably because this only fires. Current floor will only fire when we're walking, I bet. Updated only during walking movement, of course. Okay, well that ends that. But I'll try and do it easy. Line trace. Channel. Visibility. Yeah, owner. Then minus. We need to always hit the floor, so like 5,000. Let's do this. Line trace for the floor. Sweet. So then here's motion warping. Nope. Oh shit. Warp it. Why is this still in beta? It's like been in beta for years. Motion warping shouldn't be beta, surely. Right. Let's try that again. Motion warping. Update. Add or update warp target from location. That one. The location is that. And that should be attack. I mean, motion warping's used in like all the game animation sample project stuff, so you would have thought that it wouldn't be like it needs to not be in beta to be able to be used in that. Falling attack. So motion warping. Here it needs to be. It needs to be here though. Yeah. Warp target name. Warp target anim. Don't want it to ignore the Z. Like the Z's the bit I need it to come off. That did not do anything at all apart from change the direction. Warp rotation, no. Okay, we'll try and ignore the Z-axis. If that works, that makes no sense at all. No, not at all. Okie dokie. Why are you not doing what I need you to do? Add or update. No. Motion warping. Yeah. There's nothing here for that. So it's got to be this one. Default slot, yeah. Mode. This is an interesting one, isn't it? It's also way too early, but I was like, we'll deal with that as and when. Combat's already added. Motion warping is added. Why are you not working, mate? Yep. So that all comes back. Fine. That comes back fine too. But yeah, we're not warping to it. Do I need to move that further? I don't think I do. Warp target's correct. Take the route. Wow, I love me a crash. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, Souls like. Oh, you actual. Oh, you piece of. Because I've not lost a bunch of work. Because of what we just did. How annoying. Add or update. No, it should just be the. I am very well, apart from I've just had a really annoying crash in Unreal. Personally, I'm fine, but like, yeah, I just lost about 5 minutes worth of work due to a crash, which was frustrating. Personally, I'm great. How are you? Are you well? Don't want this to rotate at all, but I just want it to teleport to the falling location. But it don't want to, man. What if we just don't do motion warping and just do set actor, transform, actor, location, and I'll just set the location here. I imagine this would look awful, but yeah. No, mate. I'm not working on a game jam game at all. Should I be working on a game jam game? I am working on a new sort of tutorial for a Souls-like. Just testing out what it would look like. All that. Why are you working on a game jam? Ooh. So this is called after we do the trace. I'm just going to be a daft lad and put like a delay here for like 2 seconds just so I can test it. So right now we have our basic attack. We got our sprint attack. There's a dodge one that I haven't set up yet, and then this is what happens when you are falling, to create like a falling attack. But the animations I've got are pants, so I'm gonna have to do something because like, it does work. We can do. Oh, we got a basic inventory as well, just so I can do an inventory. Like we're jumping crazy high to simulate that we're falling off an object. So at a certain point, it does work, but after a certain height, you're not gonna do anything. Like here, for instance, you're gonna go back to falling, but if you wait until here, then you're gonna do some sort of cool attack. Let's take this out for a sec. Kind of feel like it's a design choice where I just don't have a thing that's that big. Like you just don't fall off anything that makes your attacks less. Maybe that's what you're thinking. So like, there's got to be a way that I'm just not thinking of, or better animations. We could drive it. Yeah, I mean, like visual effects are secondary to getting stuff working. But right now we've got combo 1, combo 2, combo 3, a heavy attack, a sprinting attack, and a falling attack. Which is kind of enough. For what we need. To do, we have Sprint in, fall in, yeah. And then we can do different weapons based off an inventory. I mean, it all needs tidying up, but thinking about what else is needed. Sprinting attack, falling attack. None. Although that should be dodging, so we need to just change that. So dodging, attack. Dodging, attack. And then just want a branch on this. Sprint string. No attack exists. That type. So now, no weapon equipped. Yep. Equip a weapon. Press tab. And then we haven't got a thing of that type. Once it expires, then we're just doing a normal attack. Sweet. That all works perfectly fine. So now, what do I need? Well, we should probably change this to a proper sword. And then duplicate this. Basic. Shield. And this will equip itself to hand underscore L. To be a shield. I think I've got a shield in here. Yes. But this will have one combo. So how would that work? So in our right hand we've got a sword. We want to do all the same sword attacks as if we didn't have a shield. In our left hand we have a shield. And we want... Maybe this attack should actually be called actions. Or at least the enum for it should be called actions. So not E attack type. E. E actions type. Then we can also have in here Harry, backstab, and riposte. So that would work. And then inside here, I could just have this parry animation. Cool sword shield. Animations. Cool sword shield. Is there not like a... What you throw? Am I throwing the shield? That'd be interesting. Any chance on reviewing the Humble Bundle, the complete Unreal Engine 5.7 asset deluxe bundle? Yeah, I brought it, and I'm thinking about reviewing it, but like, obviously the videos don't make me as much as the course itself, do they? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not complaining about it. I brought it because I wanted it. I wanted to check it out to see if there was any learning from it. So I do have it, and I'm looking at it and thinking about it, about whether to do a review on it. I'm not sure about it yet. The chances are I'll do a review on it because I brought it, but the actual if you're wanting one right now, I'm not 100% sure because I've not spent time looking at it. That'll do for what I need. That's cool. Let's just throw in a weapon. Okay, so now let's concentrate on what I actually need. I actually just need this touch, which is that one. How do I create this? What, the shield throw? Sorry, I missed your comment before I clicked off it. This shield throw or this data table? If you're talking about the animations are from a pack. The pack is expensive, but I brought it when it was a lot cheaper. The pack that has all of these animations is this one, BCD anims. So it's this pack. I'm not affiliated. I like spend your money as you want to spend your money, but that's the pack. I just pasted it into the thing. It's got they see this is their bundle pack, so like all of the animations that they've done are on here, just all bundled up. But one of the first things that you should buy is an animation pack that is suited to the sort of games that you want to make, because Mixamo animations not great. But if you're just starting out, like if you're just starting out, do not spend your money on assets. Like, you can do pretty much every tutorial with these Paragon assets that decide that they won't load. Like, these Paragon assets, these animations, they'll come with loads of attacks and all sorts of different stuff. So you don't have to use all the Mixamo ones. Why the hell won't that load? But yeah, don't, unless you really know what you want and you really enjoy like game dev and stuff, you don't need to spend your money on fancy assets because you've got free ones. So where was I? This parry How are we gonna do the parry? So just chuck that in there as well. Yeah, parry, parry, parry. I mean, that's going to be from the left hand, so we're going to play that no matter what. So take this combat stuff. And then we find if the left hand is equipped. And that's the alternate one. Maybe we need a weapon type added to this as well. Which would help us later on when we do what's it called? Like stances and stuff. Bloody hell, words, man. They escape me. Enumeration. Where? No. Item type. Let's make it more generic. So, first one is always none. Second one will be a sword, one hand. I suppose in Souls-like you can always equip a sword one hand or two hand, right? Okay. We'll just make it a sword. Spear. That's what is killing me. Yeah, it always is off. What are you trying to make? Like, I'm not going to guarantee that I can make it like quickly, but I might be able to point in some directions. Just like ask the question. Sword, spear, shield, armor, and consumable. That's a thing, right? Then we need to add item details. The item type. Data table. Sword. Shield. So if we want to do a parry with our shield, first off we need to equip it, like being a bit of a ding dong. Basic sword. Where is the item? Save this. Save all this. Don't be a ding dong. Oh, wait a sec. You want to set up a tab targeting system. There's loads of tutorials for a tab targeting system, isn't there? What? Iron mesh construction script. Is there not? E1 What? Look, we got a shield. Wrong hand. What makes the targeting system that you've got in mind, like, I use the word interesting, but like, so you can target the guy in front of you, that's all fine. Then you want to press tab to target another guy, or you want to be able to like, aim at his head, or I need the inventory. Attached item slot. Static Mesh, right hand. I should just be calling it the name. Yeah, that works. So go back here. Hold it. I haven't played World of Warcraft. I'm not sure I'm much help to you there. Let me do this and press 1, get a shield. It's at the root. Why is it at the root? Because the left hand isn't equipped to go anywhere, it goes to none. Hand L. That's alright, because I'm about to work on a targeting system in a sec. That's alright, give me a sec. I'm about to smash through a targeting system for me, but it'll be dead. Thank you. Wait, look at that. Woohoo! Let's go. Nice. Now we have a basic equipment system, basic attack stuff, and we're equipping weapons to our character. So that's that. That adds the item to the player, that's fine. Then we want the right mouse button. Why do we press the left mouse button to do a right-handed attack, but the right mouse button to do a left-handed something? Like what? Why is that a thing? Let's get the static mesh, check if this is valid. So if we have something equipped, and then if not valid, print a string. No left hand weapon is valid. Then we want to do a new function that we haven't made yet, which is going to be custom event alter just left hand attack, I suppose. Left hand action. Left hand action. No, might go for it. But it's going to be a bit confusing to you. There's like lots of moving parts to it. This will be a tutorial at some point. It'll be a big one. But basically, this data table is all our items. This items blueprint is looking at the data table, breaking the data table, setting the static mesh and setting the item details of our item. And then when we interact with it, we find our inventory, add the item to our inventory, and destroy the actor. And then when we've got a whole like widget setup going. When we click a button, it just calls this. That adds stuff to it. So it's got lots of moving parts. What was the first thing I made? My character run around. What do you mean, like in general game dev, or like in this particular thing? It's a bit of a loaded question. Left hand action. Oh, the first thing I made was this structure that is holds the item name, the item weight, which I've done nothing with. Where I'm going to attach it, the icon for the widget, the mesh of the item, so like what it looks like when it's equipped, and then these hold all the attacks. Or I should change this to actions. So like for a sword, there's a free hit combo, there's a heavy attack, there's a sprinting attack, there's a falling attack, and there's a dodging attack, and there is a backstab, and a riposte, whatever they call it, that I can find. And there'll probably be more. I'm trying to think of all the soul stuff that is there. Can you parry with a in a Souls game, can you parry with a one-handed sword? Or do you have to have like a shield to be able to parry? God, I haven't played a Souls game in ages. Souls game, sword, parry? What weapons can you parry in Demon Souls? The player's character is empty, left hand. What? Just answer the question. Well, I didn't find the answer in 10 seconds, so I gave up. Doesn't Dark Souls have a free targeting attack system? There's a lock-on system in Dark Souls, and then there's a rotate your body to the attack location. Oh, what? Like an actual... What? So targeting system. It's a plugin. It might do. Oh, if you can point it out to me, drop it in like a Discord or a chat or something, I'll scoop that bad boy up. Right, what am I doing? I am doing a lock-on system. Blueprint class, Pactic component, BPC, lock-on. Holy, what? When you what? How do I have this? Does this come with the engine? I just never knew about it. Main function is to call you what? What's it called? UE4 target system. By MK Labs. Chris, how? Uh, all right. So this goes on 2 pairs. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Does this come with default? I didn't even know about this. Does this come like already as a thing inside Unreal? Like, when's that been a thing? What? I'm in shock. I mean, we're obviously going to turn it on to see what happens. Let's take a peekaboo. That might be the most hidden, useful plugin I've ever seen, if that is a thing. Right, what was the component called? Go to components. Target system. Original name. Target system. Target will act as pawn. Put in channel pawn. Should control rotation. Yeah, well no, let's do it as normal. Lock on. Spiner free. Cool. Pitch offset, that adjusts the camera. Sticky feeling on target switch. What a name. Okay. Let me configure it, yeah. Set up a bind to target a new actor, right? Third person number, what is it? The 2 key. The key 2. Target actor. Once done, you hit play button, see if it's settled there. Yeah. But she voted fine. Okay, I mean, we'll just give that a go and see what the crack is. Blueprint class, character, BP, enemy. Let's get money. Minus 90. Minus 90. Let's just check this is blocking pawn. Yeah, object type pawn. So that'll be fine. Yo, what? How's that a thing? That's mad. Okay, target system should control rotation. That should put us into a strafe. There we go. That's absolutely crazy. Okay. And then, so what they're saying, they want set up so that you can So all of this is already set up. You don't need to do anything, which is mad. That's like a whole bunch of work. Like, yeah, man, like massive help. So it's just a whole bunch of work that I don't have to do now. That's crazy. But then what is this? So target active access input. Right, let's check that. That's the movement. We want the look. We want a sequence. Access input. Target active access input. And then the access value is this X. So now, press, oh, well, for a start, now I need 2 enemies. Duplicate that. Okay, press 2. 2, let's go. It's beautiful. And then, yeah, you just move your mouse and switch between. That's insanity. That's just a really impressive plugin. The step option will actually define. And the documentation's really good too. Yeah, so if it is alive, it checks it. Okay. Yeah, that's mad. Wow. What's your issue with, not issue, do you know what I mean? What are you struggling with this? How did you even find this? Like, where did this like come from? That's nuts. So you want it on tab to be able to swap characters, is that right? Yeah, AI got the W on this one, man. Like, yeah. Wonder what other secrets are there. What other MK Lab stuff have you done? What are you doing? The gas companion. I mean, you're still working, pal. What a hero! What an absolute hero. You want it on, if you want it on tab, like, let's just. What have I got on tab? I've got something on tab already. I've got dodging on tab. Let me move that. First, let's check what else is in here in terms of functions. Because we don't want to rewrite something that could already exist. Functions. Okay. So we have main function to target a new actor or untarget if locked on already. Sweet. Function to call to manually untarget. What? Okay. That's looking left and right. And that returns what actor is locked on. And that's if we are targeting someone already. And then, okay, so there's nothing This is impressive. I want to see what else. Just before I do anything else, I'm gonna have a little play with this. This is should draw a lot on widget, yeah. Great line of sight. Okay. Oh no, what? Press 2. Run away. Brakes. Come back. Is it going to reattach? No, but that's good. I don't want it to. Oh my god. Okay. Show control location. Ignore lock input makes no sense. Okay. Brake line of sight. Delay. So if I put a wall up here, am I going to... Sorry, I'm going to come back to like putting a tab, but I'm fully playing with this first. Right, okay. Press 2. Shoot. The hell? What the hell? I don't think this works currently because the camera's not doing it. So setting this to true will tell the target system to adjust the pitch offset when not done. Right, okay. But I presume mine's the same. So here I am here. Oh no, it does move the camera. This is crazy. Is it getting the closest one though? If I press 2, just gets the closest one. I'd like to see the trace for this. Don't think it's going to let me see the trace. What does enable sticky target mean? Set the true function on a sticky feeling when switching targets. Let's have a... Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's like a little bit of a delay. Yeah, I don't really like that. It's gross. On target locked on target set rotation. Doesn't get me the on target actor. I thought it did. Yeah, locked on target actor. Yeah, locked on. Oh, it does. But it's a function. No, when I go far, it disappears. Oh, what you mean the sticky one? Let's have a look what the sticky one does. Does it? Repos. Where is what I want? I mean, it's something like a lock-on system is pretty simple. It's not a... Did I? Is it this tap tap? Okay. Yeah, that's not what you think it is. Yeah, that's not repository trees. Yeah, tab is not like that's to input data. So like you, rather than having to press enter or something, you tab in it or something else, I believe. Lots of people use tab to like move around console commands and stuff. Okay, back to what I'm actually testing, which is this. So there's some functions in here that I can't access, but that is fine. So target system, get actor, target actor. There's only like 3 of them, so it's not a big deal. Get locked on target actor, and this gets the actor that you've locked onto. Beautiful. A simple system that is just insanely useful. I'll take that every day of the week. Right, tab. Well, that might be difficult to turn into something. What are we testing? We're testing what it feels like when this is moved away. Yeah, no, even with sticky on, it's fine. The sticky stuff is, when I move here, it just lingers a little bit. And like, for me, that just doesn't feel overly responsive. Whereas this is a lot smoother. Yeah, so now I can move my mouse and it's just a lot cleaner. A shell. Right. We need a 3rd one of these guys. I bet I could just do -1 is left, and yeah, so here I am tabbed onto this guy. If I pressed the tab key, I move to this guy. So this is the node that we need. So I bet if I change this to like 1, and then lock onto this guy with 2, press tab, it goes to this guy. But then if I press tab again, it doesn't go anywhere. We could be like ridiculous and do get locked on. No, it is. It is to a degree. So like this 1 value is always to the right, and the -1 is always to the left. So we could promote this to a variable here and get this actor, and then get the variable here. And if it's the same, that means we've not moved. And then we just do -1 here. So now press 2, press tab. Oh man. So that's always to the right. If the right actor isn't the same. That's because I'm not connected it here, you donut. Alright. Press 2. Press tab, we should go right. Yep. Now we can't go right anymore, so we go back to left. And I'm pressing tab just to do it. That saves you having to do all these line traces and stuff to get the closest person. So. Man, I can smell my dinner. That's the code you want. So we're checking, we're getting the lockdown actor. We are trying to check if there's anyone to the right of them. And if there isn't, then we're... so what we're then doing is we're getting the lockdown actor again and comparing it to the first one. So if we've moved to a new one, then this won't be the same anymore. Sorry, this one won't be the same anymore. Alright. And if it is the same, then we're just going to check to the left instead. And that's it. That is a bit hacky. But it fits within the system that it is got, and we don't need to do any like weird line traces or massive calculations. So press 2, lock on here, press tab, and then it should go back to this one, and we can just keep swapping between them. Man, that's the quickest I've ever made a lock-on system. That is insanity. What am I having for dinner? I don't know, mate. I think I smell chicken. But I could also be having something else. Mate, whatever she decides to cook, I will happily eat. Because it means I haven't had to cook it. Which is a bonus. Right. Ooh, sorry. Got distracted by my phone for a sec. So, we've got a lock-on system. And I've got a weapon system. It works from quite a while away as well. So we might want to adjust the... Where was the information that showed me the nodes? It's in... Not this, this is trash. It is inside the component. It was... The configuration? Yeah, here. It's inside this function. I'm going to have to save this somewhere or else I'm going to lose it. That's mint. That's such a... I mean... Yeah, it's just such an easy setup to do. Yeah, man. Mate, yo, like, you're not wrong. I can't cook for toffee. Do I already have this? I do already have this. Did I not know how to use this? Did I forget about this? So many questions and more to be answered on King Boils. Did I just ignore it because it was in C++? That'll show me. Customizable with serve. Oh, does this show you what the nodes do? No. I would have liked to have seen what the nodes do. That's so useful. I mean, I'm fanboying. Like, am I in this Discord? I'm not. Not even in my own Discord. That is too bright for me. Discord. What? Where? Where does it say fucking thing? Sorry. Probably because it was made in UE4 and it's not been overly updated. What's the multiplayer? Unless you control the rotation. Plugin has a built-in feature which lets you control the rotation of the character when a target is locked on. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on Replicator client in a multiplayer setup. Here is a blueprint solution which uses events exposed by the plugin on target locked on and on target locked off. Okay. So, like, it is multiplayer, but it's also not multiplayer. But they've filled out the stuff for it. I mean, it doesn't say that it's UE4 in here. It does say it here. It just means it hasn't been updated. They updated it here. This is annoying. Change the changelog, man. This was probably when Fab changed over, or when they pulled it across to Fab and were told to. It's cool, man. Wow. Yeah. Fully fanboying out. What was I doing? I can't remember what I was doing. So that does what we need it to do on a tab as well as a look, which is cool. Because we can also do this on mouse wheel up as well. So that instead of having it on tab. So do our mouse wheel up. There we go. Yeah, I mean, the lock-on icon is a blueprint. Yeah, WBP lock-on icon. So that's like the only asset of that. Examples. So you're not going to need most of this. I hate how assets do this, the IMC, because now I've got another IMC called default and I get confused. If you're going to make an asset, don't do that. Call your IMC something different. But yeah, this is the lock-on thing. You just change it to whatever image you want. Like that. That'll be as easy. Is there anything in the graph? No. Ooh, right. I'm going to end it there because I think that's a good place to end it. Thank you for joining us, and or we'll catch you next time. This will just form part of the Souls-like tutorial that we can crack out and crack on with. So, I'll see you the next time. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you in a bit.